My name is Shawn Rech. I'm the co-executive producer and co-director of A Murder in the Park. A Murder in the Park is about a double wrongful conviction that took place in Chicago over a 30-year period. Brandon, Kimber, and I, along with a lot of other Cleveland film graduates over the years, put together about 200 to 250 episodes of crime television entitled Crime Stoppers Case Files. That was sort of our minor league training for the major leagues. I wanted to make sure that the documentaries we worked on were meaningful, made a difference in someone's life, and, you know, it sounds cliche, but changed the world a little bit. The film started out as a call to action movie because there was a man who was locked up for a crime he didn't commit. He was in prison for about 14 years when we started making the film, 13 or 14 years, and there was really no way for him to get out. The investigation for the film actually caused things to take place, and we ended up with a very positive outcome. As this story was compiled of all those bits and pieces, and then we learned more, journalists who had been covering this story for 25 years watched cuts of our film and had aha moments and said, oh my God, now I realize what happened here. And I was complicit. You know, some of these guys were on the wrong side of this thing. That was probably the biggest aha moment for us, seeing their faces change as they heard the explanations of why certain things happened in this story. The biggest challenge in making this film was that so much of it happened, so much of it is a retelling, and so much of it happened in the past but was covered well by the press. And news outlets charge an awful lot of money, sometimes $80 to $300 per second for their footage for us to use in the doc. Yet there are laws called fair use laws that enable you to use this material. And the most challenging part was determining what we had to pay for, what was fair usage, and then backing up the fact that it's fair usage. There are 20 and 30-second pieces of our movie that were debated for months by lawyers as far as whether we can show it, whether it's fair usage or not, or whether we had to go out and buy insurance for showing that clip. You know, there's a lot to making a doc, and a lot of documentary filmmakers are handcuffed by these rebroadcast fees and these footage rights fees, and it's I hope it moves more to fair usage for people telling stories with a limited budget. Knowing we have distribution is a tremendous weight off our shoulders. A certain amount of money is spent on a film, and you start out saying, boy, am I going to make a couple $1 million, and am I going to change the world? There are all these goals you have. We were picked up by Submarine as far as a rep firm. Submarine had the last 3 Academy Award-winning documentaries. They choose 20 or 30 films a year to rep. They chose to rep us. We knew then we were on the right track. And after Doc NYC, they sold the film to Sundance Selects, IFC, and it's actually going to get a theatrical release in New York, Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and then it's slated for a run on a cable movie channel for a couple years.